Welcome everyone to the ultimate bloodshed and carnage. We are going to have the Khorne mirror with Captain Morgan leading the forces going up against Tretch. So it's going to be rather an interesting one. So red is going to be Tretch here. So he's going to be having the Khorne halberds in the front. So they're going to be having some good anti-large and armor piercing. So very good up against those large demons. In the back, we are going to have Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne. Now, they do have the Hellblade ability. So if we do go down on those vigor states, we'll certainly be keeping the stats nice and high. Anti-infantry, armor piercing, as well with flaming and magical attacks, so they can really circumvent all that physical resistance. 3 units of the chunky boys in the middle, the Spawn of Khorne ready to go. And we are going to have 3 of the Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne. In the back, 1 unit of the Fleshhounds. Don't particularly know how useful these are going to be. They're normally very good at getting in the back line and shutting down all the range. Maybe here just in case we do see an artillery piece. Now, we are going to have the Cultist of Khorne here on horseback. Uhtred of Bebbanburg is going to be riding into battle with the Gate of Khorne here for the Bloodletter summon and some amazing melee stats. But most things on the roster of Khorne are armor piercing or mass weapon strength. So here today on a Juggernaut looking so gangster. I love Juggernauts. I don't know if I could decide whether I prefer Juggernauts or whether I prefer Polar Bears, but both very, very cool indeed. So we are going to have Revel in Slaughter, the Hellblade, and then also the Locust of Wrath there for the Herald of Khorne. So it looks like here we are going to have some Chaos Series coming forward from Captain Morgan in the black. He's also going to be having Bloodletters. It's like 4 units of the infantry boys on the front and also more Exalted Bloodletters. So 3 of those in total. So 7 units of Bloodletters going up against the Khorne forces. The Minotaurs of Khorne in the back. It looks like this is going to be the great weapon variety. That's going to be anti-large and armor piercing. These bad boys do have Blood Greed, which is a really nice ability, and then also Fear. So if we do lose immune to psychology with the remainder of the Khorne infantry, we can use Fear here as a bit of a manipulation for the leadership. So for the Lord Choice, we of course having Big Bad Scarbrand, the favourite here of Captain Morgan, the man, the myth, the legend, is going to be having Slaughter and Carnage, fueled by Rage, and then it looks like the triple abilities. So the Rage Embodied, the Wrathful Reaper, and then the Bellow of Endless Furies. So charging forward, it's going to be Blood for the Blood God, and it's going to be Skulls definitely for the Skull Throne. We're going to be moving in the back here with the Furies. Not really too many places to get in and cause some havoc. Could maybe go up against the Fleshhounds. So a breath down the line, we are going to the Bellows of Endless Fury, bringing it up to 684 weapon strength. That's a really nice tool to have, that breath attack. So of course, if you do have the weapon here with the Slaughter and Carnage, every kill you get, you actually increase that weapon strength, which is really nice. 83 melee attack as well is going to make him really bonk quite hard on most of the Lords and Heroes. So in the backside, we are going to be fighting up against the Fleshhounds. So these two count as infantry, the Furies, so they're going to get shredded by the Exalted Bloodletters. They're going to get brought down very quickly by the Hellblades, and you know, they're going to be fighting very well indeed. Now, Bloodletters will make absolute mincemeat out of the Khorne front line, but the Spawn of Khorne, 190 weapon strength, going up against a very lightly armored Bloodletter front line. So look at the amount they're chewing through. Already down to half health here for the Bloodletters. The monstrous infantry with the Locust of Wrath, given that 40 melee attack, is going to be butchering the front line. Now, the Lord Choice, the Herald of Khorne, will be anti-infantry and armor piercing. The Bloodletters going to be spewing out the Gate of Khorne here for the side of Tretch, and now they're going to be fighting up against the Exalted Bloodletters. Should be pretty quick kills here, I would have thought. So rampaging the Spawn of Khorne up against the Bloodletters. In the back, the Halberds, I think, going to be coming after Scarbrand. This is really good screening here, and a breath attack as well, which is going to be just bringing down these numbers for Scarbrand. But they're going to be screening out using the Halberds. I think that's really good stuff. He's going to try and win the front line here with the Spawn of Khorne. But the Minotaurs are going to be making absolute mincemeat of these Spawn of Khorne. They're going to be getting deleted very, very quickly. They haven't really taken much damage in return. This is where that 70 armor is actually going to be quite handy, but 190 weapon strength is nothing to shake a stick at. In the back here, the Exalted Bloodletters with the Hellblades going to be charging forward. They're going to be at 27 kills so far. They do need to get that magical 80 number before we see any bonuses. In the backside, going to be rampaging with the Spawn of Khorne. Lord Choice going to be moving here with the Exalted Bloodletters and the Cultists. They're going to be charging after Scarbrand. Now, we have moved a little bit far forward here with the Cultists. We could get a bit of a slap, a butter of the bread here, as you will, for the Cultist. Maybe a bit of a rear charge here. Battle Axe is in, and yeah, he yeets one straight down the line. Going to be rampaging the Cultist with the ability here with the Rage Embodied, and that's hopefully going to be trying to bring quite a few units in. Not going to quite catch the Herald. He hasn't been damaged enough yet to be rampaged. In the middle of the Spawn of Khorne rampage into the Minotaurs with the great weapons. Not great there for them, but we do see here the Spawn of Khorne going to be butchering the Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne. So more Fleshhounds charging in. Lord Choice is in there as well. Now we're going to be chasing with the Cultists. He's going to be on his own. That's probably where you want to fight him. Get him out on his own. Kind of force him into that rampage state where he's going to be a little bit weak and away here from the Khorne Halberds. So a rear charge up against the Exalted Bloodletters, which you're going to be fighting up against Bloodletters and then also Exalted Bloodletters. Bit of an interesting one, so we are going to have the 80 kills here required to get all those bonuses, but they are going to dissipate back to the realms of Khorne. In the middle, we are going to have Exalted Bloodletters up against Exalted Bloodletters, and then Bloodletters going to be chasing off the Warriors with the Halberds. In the backside, I'm not too sure. That's going to be a breath attack there down the line. Going to be catching quite a few of the Flesh Hounds. Going to have some barbecue dogs there in the back. And then we are going to the Herald of Khorne. He's going to be fighting in the middle. The Hellblades will have a pretty good armor piercing. They should be able to really wrap around Scarborough and do some good work. We do see the Exalted Bloodletters actually getting their ability of the Hellblade, but they're going to die pretty quickly after receiving it. In the middle, it is going to be Scarborough fighting alongside the Cultist and the Herald. If we could isolate one, that would definitely be better. Balance of Power is going to be pulling here into the favour of Tretch. Captain Morgan, though, is not out of it. We do actually have some Minotaur great weapons in the backside. They can get through and they can do some good damage, but they must fight alongside Scarborough. So we are going to push out with the Flesh Hounds. If we keep pushing this way as we try to engage with the Minotaurs, we could find a good engagement here for Scarborough. Most of this here is going to have magic damage, so we are going to circumvent that physical resistance. 90 armor is still pretty decent, but pretty much everything here is going to have pretty good armor piercing values. Scarborough's taking a lot of damage trying to pull out here. I think he's just got to turn and fight, and we do see the Minotaur great weapons. They're now going to be thumping quite nicely in the pocket. So the Flesh Hounds should drop pretty quickly, but that Horn of Khorne is going to be very strong indeed. If we had one in return here for Captain Morgan, maybe we could fight in the middle pocket, but Scarborough is getting absolutely destroyed here in the pocket. Leadership's going to be going down to 0. If he breaks down leadership, I think that's going to be army losses. The Exalted Bloodletters, they are going to be getting that 80 cap after up to 120 kills. That's going to be army losses. GG's, and well played here to Tretch and Khorne. A very exciting, explosive engagement here between both of these fantastic players, and this is very clearly a true test of Khorne to see who is the biggest, the baddest, and the best here on the battlefield. And yet again, Scarborough is going to be falling below the mark. So 1,290 there for Scarborough, with 2,011 for the Minotaurs of Khorne. The great weapons, I was a bit interested about to see how they were going to be used, but that was some very good application indeed. So 1,180, 1,150, and 650 for the Exalted Bloodletters. I really like them. I don't think they're quite as good in land battles as they are in domination. I think in domination they're very dominant indeed. And, do forget that pun there. But 340, 817, 460, and 280 there for the Bloodletters. And then we're going to see 280 for the Furies of Khorne. And the reason why I do like the Exalted Bloodletters in domination is once they've got those 80 kills, if they are desummoned and they come back to the battlefield, they are still going to be having that Hellblade ability. And they'll also be fresh. So they'll be getting all those amazing stats. I believe it's 53 weapon strength with armor piercing and anti-infantry. That bonus of 20% on top of being fresh is just so huge. So for the Lord choice here, we are going to get 1,200 for the Herald of Khorne, so pretty much performing the same here as Scarborough. Really unfortunate, not too many places to call home there for him. I think he was out of the battle a little bit too long. Scarborough just probably needed to get in a little bit faster for me there. 1,400 for the Cultist, plus a summon on top of that. The Cultist is almost like impossible not to bring here from the Forces of Chaos. Like, I think almost in every single matchup, you could justify bringing a Cultist. Their summons of the majority of their demon units are very, very powerful. So 1,600 for the Bloodletters, with 1,077 and 650. So the Exalted doing quite well. 1,200, 800, and 650 there for the Spawn of Khorne. The Halberds coming in at 100, 250, and 180. 833 there for the Flesh Hounds, doing rather well indeed. I was surprised to see actually they did quite well. But what an awesome game. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't already, do feel free to subscribe. You can check out that description where you'll find all my other social media platforms. I will be streaming on Twitch tonight, so do go check that out. And then also you can find my Discord for pretty much anything I do here in the Warhammer world. So other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon.